Tecumseh's father, Pochetchenois, stood with those Shawnees who were opposed to leaving Ohio, and by 1768 his words carried weight. He had won considerable renown in Pontiac's War, and may also have become the head chief of the Quispocos, one of 5 tribal divisions. His wife, Mitoohtishki, belonged to the Pequot division. Of these and the other Shawnee divisions more will be said. Since moving to Ohio, Mitoohtishki had given birth to the couple's first 3 children, a son, Cheeseekau, born about 1761, a daughter, Tecumseh, likely born the following year, and then another son, Sawasikau. Pochetchenois probably helped found Quispocos Town, a new satellite Shawnee village well north of the troubled Ohio River border and some 70 miles southeast of modern Dayton. In addition to his honors from Pontiac's War, Pochetchenois had returned from the conflict with a 4-year-old white boy named Richard Sparks, seized in western Virginia. A young male addition to the family undoubtedly pleased Pochetchenois and Mitoohtishki. Sons were a source of pride, and a white boy taken young enough to raise as an Indian could be counted on to help fill the ranks of Shawnee warriors, which battle losses had cut to no more than 400. Sparks was also roughly the same age as the couple's son, Sawasikau, making them natural playmates once Richard's white identity was expunged. Pochetchenois grew quite fond of his adopted son. He renamed the boy Shotunte and rejected British demands to repatriate him. Sparks lived among the Shawnees for 12 years before returning to white society. Late in her life, Sparks's white widow said his adoptive parents raised him with unusual kindness and indulgence. Perhaps that explains why Shotunte resisted leaving Pochetchenois and Mitoohtishki. I remember his telling me how great a calamity he considered it to be taken away from the Indians, recalled his white brother-in-law, and of his schemes for making his escape and returning to them. The fateful year of the Fort Stanwix betrayal, 1768, also brought Pochetchenois and Mitoohtishki a natural addition to their family. Spring found them in Chillicothe, the principal Shawnee town and tribal ceremonial center 45 miles south of modern Columbus, Ohio. Pochetchenois had come to Chillicothe to attend another of the interminable councils held to discuss the tribe's future. Mitoohtishki, meanwhile, awaited the birth of her 4th child. Indian women far along in a pregnancy frequently traveled with their husbands, but they customarily gave birth only in the company of female relatives or friends. As her delivery date drew near, Mitoohtishki and her attendants retired to a secluded spot 2 arrow flights southeast of Chillicothe near the banks of the Scioto River. One night, as Mitoohtishki kept to the hut and waited, the other women saw a shooting star sweep across the sky and sink into the western horizon. "One passed across," the women excitedly told Mitoohtishki. Almost immediately, Tecumseh was born. Such is the story of Tecumseh's birth as his great-grandson Thomas Wildcat Alford related it. Stephen D. Ruddell, an adopted white boy and youthful confidant of Tecumseh, told a similar tale. In Ruddell's version, which he may have gotten from Tecumseh, it was Mitoohtishki herself who witnessed the comet. Both accounts are plausible as to the circumstances, if not the location, of Tecumseh's birth. They also convey something of the significance of Tecumseh's name, the meaning of which can only be rendered imperfectly in English. Even the pronunciation is elusive. Ruddell, who spoke both English and Shawnee fluently, gave it as Tecumseth.